Hi, welcome back to my channel again. This is just a quick video and just a little update on a problem I had with my Anycubic 4 Max Pro. I mentioned it in one of my other videos. If you want to check that out. That the screen on the 4 Max Pro developed a crack. I'd never hit it or anything, but it developed a crack. So what I had to do was strip the machine down to get the screen out. The screen stopped working. The picture was there for the screen, but when you touched it, it didn't work as a touch screen. So I knew there was something wrong. So eventually I've stripped it down. I'm going to do a video on putting it back together. Obviously I can't do it taking it to pieces because it's already done. And what I did was I took the screen off, which is relatively easy to unclip. There's only 2 plugs on it, and I'll show you the screen. That is the screen. I don't know whether you can see that closely. You can see the crack in the screen. I'll just move you. Can you see the crack there? Just running down there. Now that screen, the crack just started to get worse. I wasn't hitting the screen hard at all. So anyway, to cut a long story short, I emailed Anycubic and they said, "Oh, sorry to hear that, but it's out of warranty," straight away. Well, I knew it was out of warranty, but they just had to remind me of that. Now the printer's been a brilliant printer, can't knock it on that side. And this is a few weeks ago, and I put a request in to purchase a new screen, because obviously on the back of there you can see it's for a micro SD card. So obviously software needs to be applied to this screen, or a new screen. But by purchasing one from Anycubic would, I presume, come already installed with the software on. And that's the screen software. So I emailed them, and they passed me on to somebody else, and there were a bit of delay all the time in getting a message back from them. Anyway, eventually I got a response back that they were putting it in the hands of this other lady. So I emailed her and said, could you give me a price for a new screen and the cost for postage and how long it'll be before, or if you've got one in stock. The reply I got back was they're out of stock, they don't know when they'll get one back in, and they don't know when they're gonna, or how much it's even going to be. Now that's poor service for me, because on some of the others companies, you ring them up in China, or you can either phone them or email them, and you get a response back virtually immediately, and somebody's packing one out to you. You pay whatever. If it's under warranty, you get what, you know, they send one out free of charge, and that's it. Well, not Anycubic. This has really got my back up, because there's nobody being willing to help to say you can purchase them elsewhere. So I went on to search on the internet, and AliExpress, lo and behold, because it has a serial number on the back, that serial number is the screen, right? So that screen, this is actually the back of the new screen. That number there, if you put a search in for it, it'll come up. And the screens, I bought 2 just to be on the safe side, because you'll understand why in a moment. And I purchased 2 of these screens. One at, I think, £10 some pence, and one at £12 some pence, plus a little bit delivery. It wasn't much. Anyway, one of them came today. Now what I planned on doing was hoping that the back part of my screen, which is this, was okay. And what I intended on doing is, with the old screen, I actually heated and removed the touch panel that's on the front, which is this. This is the broken one, as you can see. Now what I'm going to do is, you might not be able to see the crack there, but what I'll do is I'll just pause you a moment and then I'll show you close up on there. Right, we're back again now. Right, I hope you can all see that. There might be a bit of reflection from the light, but you see, right. Here we have, if you look from the side, you see there is the glass touch panel, and remember the crack. This is how your screen is in the whoops. This is how the screen is in the printer. So my crack appeared in the top right hand corner, and it started to go down. Eventually, when I got it out, it actually broke all the way down. So, but if you look, you can just see that glass panel and the metal case of the screen, the LCD screen underneath. So what you have to do is you unpick, see if you can see that. Yeah, there's a little black clip there. You unpick that, just simply pulls up, and then you can pull the flat ribbon cable out. Okay, so you don't touch anything else on the board. You have, when you connect it up, this is when you buy the new screen, when it comes, there's a plug there which is for the little speaker on the printer, which just simply pulls out. But on the original screen, on the LCD panel at the back, you find a big white plug here where all those little pins are. I think you only use about 4 of those 6 pins, but your new screens don't come with it, and I was just hoping that this was okay, all this was working on my old screen. So I thought, I don't want to get into a situation of having to solder, take the old plug off the old screen and then solder it back on the new screen, which is this one. So I didn't do that at the moment. There is a fixture for a flat ribbon cable if you have that, but you don't on the Anycubic 4Max. It's a white socket here. So right, you disconnect the screen. Once you've disconnected the screen, then let me get me. You need a very, very sharp knife. And what I did with, I have a little hot heat gun. It's a right minute one. It's what you can, that's the type I have. It's only a small one, and I use it for shrink wrapping cables. It's just right, it's a small nozzle on it. But I presume you could use a hairdryer if it gets a decent heat. And what you do is you put a bit of heat on that screen round the edge, because on that screen round the edge is an adhesive, very, very thin adhesive, which sticks the LCD panel, the touch panel, to the LCD screen, the metal frame round it. So what you do is you warm it up, and once you've warmed it up, and you'll know when the adhesive starts to get soft, what you do then is you start to put your sharp knife, your scalpel, in between, and then you, I hope you can see that this has got I've left a little bit of adhesive on, and then you work your way around, just adding a bit more heat, because it'll cool down, and when it cools down the adhesive seems to go back again. So you just keep adding it all the way around until eventually I put a little bit of plastic underneath at the top, so it's always off, it doesn't sink back, and then you work your way back down that with a little bit of plastic in, both sides, and then you'll find out the last bit that's with the adhesive on is this wider part here where your flat ribbon cable is in. What I did was, you can't lift it because you've chance of breaking the screen there. So what you have to do is you hold the screen up at angle you can, and then just move it like that. Just warm it slightly, move it, and the screen will pop off like that. Right, we're back again now. So that's the LCD touch panel popped off. That's it. Now you can just see the remnants of the adhesive around that metal frame. What I did, I scraped it off with this knife, and then try not to touch the screen. I mean, this is a new one, but try not to touch the screen. But I used a little bit of cotton wool bud isopropyl, not wet so it runs all over, and rubbed the rest of the adhesive off. That's off the screen, that's back in now. So you end up with two pieces: the damaged touch panel right, with two panels there. Now that one, the LCD screen, and that's the touch panel. So right, when you get your new screen, what you do is go through the same procedure. Be very careful, because you've got a screen that isn't damaged, but it comes off. I've just taken mine off. It was actually quite easier because I didn't have a crack down it, so there were no bits of glass falling off. And do the same down both sides, gently heat it up, and then once you get it, move it from side to side. That loosens the adhesive there, and there ain't a problem. Now when you put your new screen back in, what you find is you've got to, because you've cleaned all the adhesive off, you've got to find something that will stick that screen back on there. You can't go putting liquid glue on or anything like that. So I happen to have one of those, and it's what they use for card makers. They run it down, and it's a right thin adhesive. So cut it and pull it out. And what I did was, you make sure this is clean here all the way around. There's normally a little bit of adhesive left on the bottom part there on the screen. I didn't clean that off, so I knew I didn't have to put any adhesive there. So then what you do is you pull a piece of that out, cut it off, and you put it and lay it down just to the edge of the metal. Rub it on and then pull it off. That leaves the adhesive on from that unit, and go on the three sides, the two long sides and the short side. Once you've done it once, do it a second time. Same again, piece out, put it on, press it down, pull it off. That puts two pieces of adhesive on, which is just the right thickness. Then what you do is, once you've done that, you find where your ribbon cable goes through there, and pop your ribbon cable back through. You can see there, goes through a little slot there. So pop your ribbon cable back through, and before you lay it down, just line so it's nice and even. And what you'll see is a little bit of the silver plate underneath, like a border all the way around. Make sure it's even, pop it down, and just press it like that all the way around. Just keep pressing it. I went round a few times. Don't touch the centre, because what you've got to remember is there is a slight gap. There's the adhesive gap and the metal frame gap between there. You press too hard on that, you'll crack it. So then once you've popped it back, just keep pressing it, and that's it. So you know that that's stuck on the front. And obviously make sure there's no dirt between the screen. Just give it a quick blow and make sure it's clean. Then all you do is, with a pair of tweezers, is you lift that up, the little black part there, you put your cable in, clip it down. I put a piece of sellotape over that just to be on the safe side, because I noticed I'd put a little bit of silicone over mine, probably to hold it in, so a little bit of sellotape over, just press it nice and gently, and that's it. Now, as I say, oops, I'm breaking the old out, happy home. Now, obviously, Anycubic didn't, for some reason, haven't bothered on getting back in touch with me. I sent them another email last night to say what's happening, but I've got the other screen that hasn't come yet, but this screen I swapped it over, so this is the new back that's come today with the old broken part on the front, and the other one I put back in without putting it back together, because you can actually operate the printer, the screen, from there. Fastened it back on with the 4 screws and 4 little washers, switched it on and touched it. That screen is more responsive now than it was when I originally got it. Why, I do not know, but you want it, gently touch it and it's working. No delay, it's instant. So that was my fix. Now, I have noticed from reading up, there's other people had problems with the touch screen not working. Now, the touch panel, now round the edges of that, the reason mine stopped, around the edges is a metal contact, and in there there's a plus and a minus. One's at one side of the screen, one's to the panel, one's on the face here. That had broken across the top corner there. I don't know whether you can just see that. You can just see a part missing, and it had just worked its way down. Now, it must have been touching enough to make a contact, but just constantly doing that eventually works the glass around. Now, I think this was the £11 screen, £10 to £11 screen. That's all that's cost me. Well, a bit of care and a little bit of time and a bit of patience. That's it. And the printer's back up and running before Anycubic has even got back in touch with me to where and when they're having the screens back in stock. Now, when you go on, if you go on eBay or anywhere else, you'll try and find Anycubic 4 Max Pro for sale. Very difficult. They're not existing on eBay. So what's happened, I don't know. And they don't do the screens like they do for some of the other printers. So that is what I consider a quick and cheap fix, and I'll have a spare screen when it comes, so that I can do the same with. Now, whether they'd send me the software to put on the screen, I don't know. Whether the new screen had come with the software already installed, I don't know. It would come with a plug on, but I would have soldered the plug on, because it's only to 4 points to solder or unsolder, so it's pretty simple to do. But I didn't want to do that, because I knew that I had a feeling that the screen was okay, it was a touch panel. And if they come up with a price and it's pretty reasonable for a screen, then I'm going to purchase one just to be on the safe side, because I love the printer. I mean, the printer for me has been fantastic, but I don't see why I should have a fantastic printer, and I recommend it on my channel, on the other video, if you want to check my other videos out. And I highly recommend it. But for Anycubic to be delaying in sending me a screen, or even letting me know when a screen's coming in, I think it's pretty distasteful for me. So I'll see where it goes, and I'll keep everybody updated as to whether Anycubic get back in touch with me, and I get a screen. I mean, I've just received my QD-Tech X-Max, the big one. I thought I'd treat myself. What a printer! I'm going to do a bit of a video on it. yeah, I'll just put you back up here. Yeah, I've just purchased the Anycubic 4 Max Pro, Anycubic X Max. I'm getting mixed up with this one. And as I say, it's an absolute belter of a printer. It's not cheap, but if you want quality, I don't think they are cheap. But what I have found out with it is that there's not a lot of information about it out there yet, but there will be. I'm going to, when I get a chance, I'm just going through it now, getting different settings and trying different things, and I'll post a video. So as I say, this is a quick and simple fix, and I hope it helps people out there that it's not all is lost when your touch panel goes. They are roughly the same. If you can get this without the software on, the screen is useless. But and I presume what's that card, micro SD card holder is for. But I didn't want to bother going through all that. I did it this way, and it works perfect. So, as I say, check my other videos out. I've got quite a few on now, and I'll keep you informed on what Anycubic does. So until next time, I'd like to say thanks for watching, and see you again. Bye.